just got home from the gym. I'm about to have my first real meal of the day. I typically don't eat breakfast. I generally like to train fasted, but I will have an intra-workout drink with aminos, and then when I finish that, I'll typically have a protein shake. And when I get home, that's when I typically eat my first real meal. This might come to a surprise to some people, but I have never really meal prepped before. I'm actually a very picky eater, and I just don't do refrigerated foods very well. When it comes to food, I try to eat things that I like, and I try not to separate my bodybuilding prep foods from my normal life foods. Usually there's just slight differences here and there to cut calories. What I've been eating a lot lately are these pretty basic chicken wraps. It doesn't take very long to prepare. It takes maybe 7 minutes max in this oven I have. It's really easy, it's good. I've been satisfied. I've been eating them pretty much every day for the past 4 weeks or so. Obviously, the first thing you have to do is preheat the oven. I like to use chicken tenders for the most part. They're already cut up in reasonable size. I also just like them better than chicken breasts. Usually, I'll do 2 or 3 tenders, 174. As far as seasoning goes, I always salt everything to taste, but I do make sure to keep track of it. I don't really believe in limiting your salt intake, but I'm tracking it right now for the sake of knowing, just for the sake of having data. I think it'll be especially important later on when it comes to peak week. I also like to use curry powder to season this chicken. For the actual wrap itself, I like to use these low-carb tortillas. I think I can just go with 2 today. As far as what goes in this wrap, I first like to put on some guacamole. You do need to get a certain amount of fats in per day, and it's not going to be from a lean protein source like chicken tenders or fajita wraps. Typically do around 80 grams total. I do make sure to measure everything out. I do check the scale. I'm at 63, and that's good. I also like to put in a tablespoon of nutritional yeast. It's actually something that Vince Garanda liked to use a lot. Apparently, he would down an absurd amount of yeast pills every day. It's pretty much just pure protein and fiber. It does have a cheese-esque flavor. If I could do my best to describe it, I would call it like a diet Dorito dust. I just put it over the guacamole, half of it, and then I'll spread it over the rest of the toppings as I go. Next up are some carrots. I like to use carrots, just add a little bit of crunch. This will be probably 20 grams or so, and the chicken's done. The key to cooking any meat really is to just get it up to proper temperature. For chicken tenders, it's best to get it right up to 165 and take it out immediately. That one's not done. These are good. Give these another minute. After the carrots, I like to put a little bit of spring mix just to get my greens, usually around 20 grams. Like the carrots, there are barely any calories in this for the amount I'm using. And finally, I like to use a little hot sauce. This has become my favorite one. It's Yellowbird jalapeno condiment. I honestly have no issues using sauces or condiments. As long as you count them, you count the calories, you account for them, there shouldn't be a problem. Anyway, I like to use maybe 15 grams total, 11 grams. And chicken shake. Now that the chicken's done, I just like to cut it up in little slices, put them in the wrap, and that's it. Here's my first real official meal of the day.